Hello and welcome to Gavra Racing. Tonight I am your host, James Boyle. James, you can say my surname Boyle. It's fine. I don't mind. And or Cadwell on PlayStation if you know me like that. And of course tonight it is the fourth. I think it's the fourth race of the week. Tonight it is, and you probably already have heard the sad news that Fanta, one of the guys who used to commentate for us, sadly passed away over the last couple of days. So it was a very sad thing to happen there. So before the race, just to give you a heads up, when people all setting their setups, we'll be having a minute's silence for him. And of course, as always, alongside me is Ethan.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Here, welcome all around the world. Welcome to Ginetta Evolution, another week here. After last round, we had a fantastic race a little bit at the end, but as James did say, we've got very unfortunate news over the past few days that Tom Fanspears has passed away with us. So, as he said, we'll have a minute silence just before the race starts. But James, we're back here again. We are now at Oulton Park, a lovely track in the UK. Have you been to this track in real life, or
Nope.
Is it too far away?
No, I've been near it. Like I've been around the area that the track is, but not actually been there. But yeah,
you've been more to Cadwell.
Yeah, it's if you in England, I've been to Doddington, Brands Hatch, Snetterton, and Cadwell, and that's it really. Not been to any others like Croft or Mallory or anything like that. So, as we have a car spinning. I don't know who that is, but we'll find out in a minute. Is it Joanna?
I think it's Joanna.
No.
No, it was Malcolm.
Ah, okay.
A bit start. But these cars are quite decent around this track, I've got to say, because obviously these cars are a lot lighter than actual racing cars such as GT3s, GTEs that somewhat race around this track sometime in the year. So, what are you expecting, James? You know, very close fighting around here with the lightweight chassis that they have, or do you think it'll be quite difficult with the narrow space they have on the track there?
That's one of the longest circuits we go to this year, right? Okay. For short circuit racing kind of style, because you're doing over a minute laps, and it's, as you know. But yeah, I just think it's going to be close racing. I think it could be close, but at the same time, I think it's going to be close racing, but won't be much overtaking because it's too narrow through parts of the circuit. As I've got to say, we have a comment come through from somebody called Lucas Jones saying just subbed, so thank you for subbing, mate. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, it is a really nice circuit. This do enjoy this one. Got to say, really nice. Actually, I've raced. We did if you can't remember, guys, we came here. If you've been around Gavra for so long now, I have. I don't think Ethan has been as long as I have with the Gavra. But if you remember the what they call Caterham kit cars back in Project Cars 1 when we had the Academy A and B at the same time, we were here with the kit car A and Bs then, and I don't think we've been back since.
No, we haven't. You can just see Delavan while we were just talking. Delavan, he took a little bit too much speed. Looks like he wanting to attack that curb, but just too much speed. Outbraked himself, and he just lost a lot of time, as you saw there.
Yeah, I think it's this layout that we haven't been to. We've been to Oulton Park. We have with Radicals last season as well. So
a lot of people are used to the normal layout with the what's it called? Like there's like it's like a shoehorn.
Yeah.
A shoehorn area. Yeah. It's a bit weird, but I think everyone's used to not very much used to this part of the track.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few topics to talk about. We'll talk about them in practice, and then we'll talk more about the cars in qualifying and the race. Is that okay with you, Joe?
Yeah, it's fine by me. There's just to give some context on some stuff. So as I'm going to say one topic because it's a kind of discussion that we need to know. Because of the coronavirus, as everyone knows about it now. If you don't know about the coronavirus, where have you been? If you haven't watched the news, that's what I can say. The Chinese Grand Prix has been cancelled because of it, right? So probably will the Italian Grand Prix, which will be in Monza, of course.
In September.
That will probably be maybe. So, that might be cancelled still. That's on talks. But they've announced that in was it? Did you say it? Vietnam? They've not allowed.
Yeah, it was Vietnam. They're not allowing any Italians into Vietnam, which means um, basically anybody from Ferrari. So I don't know if you know, but Ferrari is Italian, and they have their factories in Maranello and their Formula One team in Maranello.
Gotta go.
So really, they can't actually get into Vietnam, which means they can't compete in the Vietnam Grand Prix. All works out. You can't have Ferrari. You can't have a race without Ferrari. It's literally illegal.
Everybody. Hello to everyone in chat.
So-
Sorry. So hello. Oh, good slide there from Galavan. Very good slide.
He is pushing that car, isn't he? He wants to get everything out of the car.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, it's a very sad thing that is. I've got to say it. Now, and there's another thing that happened. If you didn't know, if you didn't watch Instagram, you haven't watched Twitter, you haven't watched F1's YouTube. The weekend, so on Sunday, we if you didn't know, well, it could have been actually Sunday or Monday, one of them. Who was it? Well, one day this weekend, just gone. Verstappen went to the Zandvoort in his home country, of course, and did a lap in a 2000. The winning car that Sebastian Vettel raced in 2014, right?
2013, I mean.
Sorry, 13. Sorry. He went around in that car around the circuit and showed us like how. I know F1 cars now are wider and bigger, but he showed us how tight it is. It's still so tight with that car.
Yeah, and I just can't see Zandvoort. I mean, yes, it'd be a great crowd, cheering on Max Verstappen, but that's not going to be a great track because you can't overtake. It's going to be basically another Monaco, just without all the glamour and everything. So I think it'd be difficult for drivers to overtake around that track. It's just that what's it actually going to do? Because it looks like the curb's absolutely going to just destroy the cars.
It definitely will because I watched. And you look on the circuit as well with grandstands. There's only like 2 or 3 grandstands on the whole circuit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how is supposed to host a Formula 1 Grand Prix? I don't know.
But apparently it is, so all hats off to them if they can get it done. We have a minute, by the way, of practice to go, and then we'll get qualifying started for you. Any other topics you want to talk about?
One little topic that people might want to know is Ferrari's secret agreement with the FIA. So last season, if you watched the Formula 1, last season Ferrari had a quite advantage with their engines heading towards the end of the season, and people were, such as Mercedes, trying to figure out why this had a really good engine right at the end, and they're trying to figure out why. Now they managed to figure out that it was actually the fuel type they'd be using. It was not the same fuel. It's basically not the same octane as all the other teams, all the other regulations. So Ferrari and the FIA had agreements saying that you can use this, but we just can't let the other teams know. So basically it was a secret agreement, and everyone, like such as Mercedes, Honda and Renault, all got a bit cheesed off, and they went to go have they were threatening legal action against the FIA and Ferrari. So it's not been too great, and now I believe Ferrari has got to stop using that. So
yeah, well,
everybody's got a bit cheesed off because of a secret agreement.
Yeah, it was 7 teams apparently, because I think there's 10 teams, as you know, and 7 of the teams have all going to go to the FIA and talk to them about the agreement. So
yeah, they're saying that it's not fair, and if they're going to use a higher octane, I believe it's a higher octane. I might be wrong.
Yeah, you are right.
But yeah, it's not all being discussed properly with the media. So maybe Ferrari, when they get to Melbourne, they'll be discuss it directly. And just to let you know, Australian Grand Prix will be going ahead. Formula 1 said it. Pirelli, all the other F1 teams have said it. It's all green for go. Due to the coronavirus, there was some speculation that there might not be. Boston Road going a bit wide there. And he's probably bent the front suspension arm. So there's a bit of uncertainty with the coronavirus and the uncertainty of not actually having the first race of the Formula 1 season in Australia. MotoGP first race has been cancelled in Thailand due to coronavirus outbreak. But we'll just have a quick look at the free practice results here at Oulton Park. Dalavan finished first, Interceptor in second, and Civitta in third, separated by about 6/10, but I reckon they get a lot more closer in qualifying here.
Yeah,
so James,
we agree.
Going into qualifying,
Harry Budder, we agree with you. They're very quick cars, very quick laps around here, but no overtaking opportunities, except the start line straight. Actually, you've got to think about this: the start line straight and the straights. Well, it's not really a straight. The straight going underneath the bridge. They're the two I think you've got good opportunities. And I know what you're going to say next, though. You're one step ahead of me,
James,
but go.
James. It's jamesprediction.org.
Let's have a look and see a car. Dalavan, I think David, Dalavan, and Bax will be your top three in qualifying.
Lovely. We'll just have to wait and see if your predictions are
Duke
correct.
Duke Martin fourth. There we go.
Brilliant.
But
right.
yeah, we do. By the way, if you just go, can you put on the full the sheet? What do you call it?
Oh yeah.
The timings. Can you put the timings on just on the screen so we can see the timings?
Yeah.
If that's alright. Just so I can just say something about if the timing. It will come up with loads of lines on our screen. If that's alright.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, as we were saying before, all of our support and everything goes out to Tom's family, who unfortunately died in the last few days. So this stream and this race has been dedicated to his name. There will obviously be a race later on in the week for his dedication to the league, and he was just a fantastic driver and a great commentator. So we'll have a minute silent just before the start of the race, but he was a fantastic person. I wish he would still be with us today.
And hello to Jukebox for saying this is a great track for Ginetta. Indeed it is. 1 minute 3 you can do around here. So we've seen so far in practice 1 minute 3.7 was the quickest.
Yes.
And a 1 minute 4.2 was the second quickest. As you can see, look, as we're going on board, very tight. Look, as you see, this bit here is the tightest bit as you turn in here. Don't do what Boston Road did and kick the curbs and hit the bollards and then probably retire from his lap any second. But yeah, he's going to retire from his lap. That's a good on board. But yeah, it's very tight, and then you go up this bit where, well, we're a little bit further ahead on the lap now. We are, so yeah, but it's all good, all good. We can as we're gonna say. I'm gonna find it for you because have they updated? They have brilliantly brilliant. I'll give you the championship if you want, everybody. It's like we say, love to see the championship being updated. Love to see that. Love to see it. So here we go with the Ginetta Championship then from last week after Rampuna Park. We have the championship looking like this. Bax in the lead on 54 points. Lonnie second on 53. On 51, sorry. To start again, Bax in the lead with 54. Lonnie second with 51. David in third with 36. Marquis in fourth with 28. Then it's Alcagrim with 27, Boston Road with 27, Dalavan with 18, Pet Biv with 15, same with Ciaventa in 9th has 15 as well, Duke Martin with 13, Beza with 11, Olienzo, I think that's how you say it, in 12th with 10 points, Make with 8 points, TTV, the same guy again, pretty much on 6, GJDM on 5 and Joanna on 1 point at the bottom there. As you can see. So there you go, that's the championship. Actually, with team standings, because we have team standings, if you didn't know teams, did you know teams? Probably didn't know teams, everybody.
Yeah, we didn't know teams.
AKA team, which is Bax and Alcagram on 81 points. Lonnie and Marquis in the HLB team is second on 79 points. The Dalavan and Ciaventa is on 33 points in fourth. That is the Italio. That's the Dalaventa Italio Racing. Fifth is Basic Motorsport, which is Beza and Mark and Make on 19. Then it's Duke Martin and GJDM on 18. The 2 accounts for Oleanzo, which is TTB Oleanzo and Oleanzo on 16 points, and Petbiv and Joanna is in 16th points again, and 8 and 8th. And their team name, by the way, is Beauty and Beast.
What a lovely name. What a lovely team name.
There you go for everyone. Hello to everyone who's just putting in hello. This is Petbiv. Hello everybody. Here tonight. What?
Something must be wrong with the mics. Oh, that must be great.
Yeah, anyway, you can hear them, so it's all fine. Now, yeah, just to give you a quick clarification again, when this qualifying finishes, we'll have a quick talk about Fanta and about Tom, of course, and then we'll go for a minute silence for you guys. But Dalavan pole position at the moment.
No, you're good. Okay. Right, so we're heading into the final 4 minutes of today's qualifying session here at Oulton Park, with Dalavan in the lead at the moment. These cars are quite suited for this track. I know I already said it in practice, but these cars are quite suited. I mean, when you see them going through these corners, obviously you have the momentum of the body, the chassis going into the left, and you go into the right. It's very quick in changing of direction, James. And these cars are actually quite perfect, really. I mean, yes, they don't have too much downforce, and they're really relying on very thin front tyres, but the light chassis really does work around here, doesn't it?
It does. They're quicker than some circuits they're normally out. They're very nimble. It's a very nice car to race with, and yeah, very nice. It's, by the way, if you didn't know, it's 1.66 miles a circuit.
Thank you very much.
It is, which I will find out now what it is.
And we have Dalavan in the pits, probably going to put some more fuel in the car and go for his final stint with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Just to say, it's 2.67 kilometres around here. If you wanted to know, everyone who does kilometres, not miles.
So we're about to head into the 2-minute 20s, and we have. That's gone on, does he? 11 people watching at the moment, so if you're enjoying this, please hit the thumbs up button. Really does help me and James out. Everything, and you consider about subscribing. That would really help us out a lot as well. We love doing this, and we just loved it if you guys love what we do as a hobby. It should be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and thanks again for 700 subscribers, and thanks for everyone subscribing recently. We've upped loads. We've been upped. Games been going up really. Last time we streamed we were on 709, and today we're on 712. So thanks to everyone who has made a difference.
Yeah, exactly. It made a big difference with this league. As we have 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining in this session, Dalavan is not looking like he's going to go out. He's still in the pits at the moment. David Curran looks like he's going to go for a lap here, and I'm going to ride on board with him if that's okay, James.
Wait.
I'm going to take you for a lap through Oulton Park.
Okay.
So if we go through turn 1, the Old Hall corner, quite difficult corner when you're braking because you're turning and braking at the same time, so easy to lock up the fronts. Down here you can just see the car moving. It's trying to keep on that left side curve, and then look, it's trying to go to the right there. These cars do not have any downforce, so hard braking going down to Range Corner, and then here you go up to Clay Hill. No, we're not. Yes, we are. We're at Water Tower. We just passed Water Tower, and we're going through here through the trees. You can see there's a lot of trees around, and that's what it's normally like at the moment. You know, with Gavra Park and Oulton Park, there's a load of trees around. So it reminds me a lot of like the Nordschleife. So you see Oulton Park sign heading here, and we have the final 2 corners of Lounge Corner. Quite a difficult corner as well, because you're going down, but then you're going up when you get into the corner. So it's a little bit difficult on the braking side, because you could just lock up the rears easily and straight to the line. He puts in a very nice I don't think he actually improves there. I think
Right.
he didn't improve there. He stays as a 1 minute 4.08 and stays about 5/10 away from pole position. Ginetta says hi everyone, and Joe Black, come on B and B, Pete, you can do rebuildsy. Come on the beast. Lovely
Indeed.
team name there.
Lovely team name. I want to just check in quick if there's any other good team names in this championship, because you pretty much heard all of them. I just need to know if there was any other good team names. All of them are good team names. Don't get me wrong, but there's Redline Motorsport. There's Jota Motorsport. Okay, and there you go. So that's pretty much it. So the best one, I think, is Beauty and Beast.
Qualifying has finished here at Oulton Park, and we're just waiting for the final few cars to cross the line here. David Corrin,
damn it,
is he going to be able to improve his time here? He does, and he goes up to second place. He gained 3/10 there, and it's a well-deserved improvement there. Goes second place on the grid.
Damn it.
And that's a very nice job indeed.
Yeah, it's a very nice job indeed. I was so close. Bax, what were you doing? If you came in third, I would have had the top 4 correct. God damn it!
The qualifying session has complete here at Oulton Park with Dalavan in the lead. David just followed behind by 2/10. Duke Martin in 4th. Interceptor in 4th. Boston Row in 5th. All separated by around about 7/10 of a second. Not too bad. As Harry Buller says, what a quali. It was a quali and a half.
Let me go down just to show the last couple of cars, guys. So there's 10th, and there are your 11th, 12th, and 16th very quickly on the screen. So just to give you an idea, guys, as very quickly, as we said, somebody passed away at the weekend, which was Fanta. He's been in the championship about 2 or 3 years now. Very well-known name, of course, in Gavra Racing, and everybody liked his racing style. Everyone liked him racing. Everyone liked his racing. I've spoke to him. Very nice guy, and so has Jukebox. So for now, we're gonna be quiet for a minute, like a minute now, and have a minute silence. So
a minute silence starting now. Fanta, who was an amazing driver, a fantastic commentator, will always be in our hearts and minds. He may be gone, but he's never gone within us. Thank you, Fanta, and unfortunately you have died of a natural cause.
There goes the timer.
The time remaining in this session is now sinking, and looks like we're going to get our 4 red lights here, hour and a second. This race dedicated to Fanta, and away we go, lights out. And Dalavan gets off to a brilliant start as David he gets about the exact same start there right at the front. Oh, and David's actually going to go up the inside of Dalavan, so Dalavan left the door open there, and David's gone straight up the inside there. I think he had a little bit of a problem braking going down turn 1. Looks like the brakes were cold there, and David's got straight into the front of the lead. As we see Lonnie down in 6th place. No real gains at the moment so far. We can see in the background one of the drivers in the red Ginetta is trying to make a move, but Lonnie's looking right at the rear. They're right on the gearbox of what looks to be Boston Rose car. He's going to have a look to try and see if he can make a move, but it's quite difficult to make a move around here. can see quite a lot of cars braking deep into that corner there, which is quite difficult to brake, especially with these cold tyres, cold brakes. Oh.
Can
So
we
we're
have
in
the map up just so everyone can
Yeah.
see if when we do get like loads of cars going? There we go.
Yeah, so Delavan is in second place after just one lap, so he got a decent start off the pole position spot, but then David got the exact same start and he just went straight down the inside. And now it's going to be a close race between them two, hopefully, throughout the race.
Side by side in the background with two cars here squabbling, and Duke Martin has lost a position there to Lonnie.
Yes, Duke Martin has, but who has gone off? Oh god, it's Project Cars is way too slow on the camera changes there. But I believe that was, yes, it was Jonah who lost those positions there. Just going wide out of a turn there. Just you can see the pressure that these drivers have going into corners with the momentum they're taking into these corners. It's incredible. Interceptor in third place, drops a little bit behind the two leaders there, but it's still 1.3 seconds behind the leader there, and about 8/10 away from second place there. So not too bad from him. So it's keeping the front three, but Boston Rowe and Lonnie are all going to try and make a move down the inside. No, he tries to keep it, but you can see he's gone for a little bit of wider line. Hopefully get a better traction out the corner there. And you can just see Boston Rowe a little bit struggling with a bit of traction because he went onto that curb and he didn't get enough traction. So you can just see Lonnie just trying to go on the back of him. You can see a heavy braking zone. Lonnie nearly goes straight into the back of Boston Rowe there. Yeah,
you can see as well, Duke and Mike, or Mike, we can say, both got penalties in this race. They have. Don't know how long they're going to be, but we do both have penalties. People in the chat saying I'm rooting for Pete, Duke, and Aguileta says I'm rooting for Pete too, and Mike and Interceptor. So there you go, a couple of drivers being rooted for there. But yeah, it's back before we get back. Yeah, very good start to race. Got to say, absolutely brilliant start. From the top three, pulling away they have, look, from fourth here with 2 seconds nearly they pulled away now, the gap has. And then you look down the order as well and you can see from 10th there's a massive gap there of at least 7 seconds, showing you how quick everyone is around the circuit. Oh, has somebody stopped on the line, have they? It looks like somebody stopped at the line. Can't quite see that.
Are they in the pits?
Oh, they're coming in now. They've just come in. Make has just come in.
Yeah, make it. Yep, all the pit crew is out for him, and it looks like he's going to get a change of tyres. Yes, he's going to get a change of tyres. Probably a little bit of damage there as well. So David in the lead already by about 9/10, so great start for him. And Delavan a bit under pressure from Interceptor, so hopefully this is a chance for David just to pull away now. He's in clean air. And this is a chance for him just to push away. There's no mandatory pit stops. These cars don't need to make a pit stop. You know, they've got enough fuel. The tyres last, so this is just a straight sprint to the end, really.
If it's 1 minute 1 minute 5 second laps, right? I assume we're looking maybe 28 laps of racing.
Should be. Let me just do a calculation.
But I'm not entirely sure, because if it's 60 seconds a lap and you've got 30 minutes, you'll be looking at 30 laps just. But it's just over 30, so...
It'd be about 31, yeah, so... About 31 laps.
Yeah, because it's just because it's 30 minutes and it's a minute a lap, I think it'll be 30 laps. Around 29 to 30 laps then, everybody. So we're about to have a lapped car as well. There's a car off, and I think that's GJD. Yep, he's being lapped as we speak. He is here.
Where is he?
He's right at the bottom in 16th.
No, he's down towards the...
Oh, it's Make then?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's already been lapped.
Both of them have been lapped then, wow.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, Delavan, it's still good for David right now. It's about 9/10, so hoping he can get to about a second, and then hopefully trying to get him out of his slipstream, because really what Delavan is able to do is just keep in his slipstream and just follow the car in front. and make sure Interceptor doesn't get past at the moment. That's what he really wants to do. But I reckon Dalivant's car will just be overheating, the brakes will be overheating. Very, very shortly. He won't be overheating right now, but shortly they will do, and he will start to feel a loss of grip and a loss of brake performance as the race goes on. We've got a little bit of a battle between Boston Rowe and Lonnie, but not too much to decipher there. As Boston Rowe a little bit more faster on his best lap time Delta, and his best lap time is a 1:03.8. Is that better than his actual qualifying time? I don't believe it is.
Boston Rowe, let me have a look. I think it might be actually.
If he crosses the line now, oh, and Lonnie's on the right at the back of him now, so it doesn't improve on his best lap time Delta, but he basically did the same lap. Lonnie is looking right on the back of that. He's got the exhaust in his mirrors.
Wow, 1 minute 4.24 was Boston Rowe's lap.
Wow, so he's already putting a better lap in the race, so that's quite interesting.
It is. We do have a battle. Well, I'm looking further down because we did get a comment I think last week as well saying you keep looking at the top like 5 all the time. I know that's more interesting, but if
there's no battles going on at the moment towards the back.
No, there isn't. The only one I can kind of see is TTV and Kev, but I don't think that's close enough to class that as a battle. I think this one's closer. If any of you actually want us to watch battles further down, just let us know, because you know we might have a look.
Yeah. So we start lap number 7 with David still in the lead. He's already putting in his best lap deltas as well as a 1:03.8. So these drivers actually put in a 1:03.8, which is actually quite a nice lap time for them. So already they're having a great start for David, and Interceptor has got past Dalivant. So Dalivant's made a mistake there, which we didn't actually see. So Interceptor's got past, and looks like he's going to want to challenge David for the lead. So already a great start for Interceptor there, already getting up to 2nd place, but not a great start for Dalivant. I do have to say, Joe Black, I shouldn't know a lot, just a few comments about a few things. Boston Rowe, he's lost a little bit of time in his best lap delta, so not really great from this lap. But he is keeping that top 5, is only separated by 3 seconds, so it's not actually that bad at the moment for the top 5. Hopefully they can make hopefully they can pressure the front 3 even more, Boston Rowe and Lonnie.
Hopefully they can, and you can see that back-to-back battle with Kev and TTV, they've swapped positions now for 11th position there, so don't need to go and watch it if you don't want to, but I'll just announce this now. They've changed positions in the field, so good for them to see that. And the closest battle now is the Interceptor on the back of David, 3 tenths. It's gone down from 5 tenths to 3 tenths.
Just have a quick look at timings to see if anyone's got a penalty, and Dalivant does actually have a 3-second time penalty. So he's going to have to take it into consideration if he really wants to win this race here today.
And just to say, TTV there has got back through past Kev, and Kev goes straight back through, so sorry for the interruption there.
Don't worry. As I remember back in Dubai, Dalivant, I believe it was, lost the race to Bax just because of a 2-second time penalty. So those time penalties really come in key in this series here today. And Interceptor right on the back of that exhaust. James, I'll let you commentate on this one.
Well, I think Interceptor has a great chance here as he goes into corner 1. Nope, he cut. It's hard around here. It's never easy, as we say. It's just to tell you that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars are in the mix of being lapped, already have been lapped in this race. As here we go, Interceptor into one of the tightest corners on the circuit, and I don't think he can get through. The option is here. I know it's half an hour. We have 19 minutes to go. We've already had 10 minutes. Do you let Interceptor through and then wait a bit and pounce near the end of the race, or do you say no? I'm not letting you pass, Interceptor. I will not let you. I'm not going to let you pass.
You don't want to let any driver through, especially around the track, because it's so tight and there's grass everywhere. Your car will just get disturbed so easily. So he needs to try and keep it behind him, and he's doing a very good job. David's doing a really good job to keeping Interceptor behind him. And what I noticed, that corner, the right-hander, that is quite tricky because you got the braking and then you got the whole curb. It's not this right-hander; it's the one down the bottom of the hill.
We're about to go to it in a second.
Yeah, we're about to go down to it. So if we just wait 1 second, not this right-hander. So coming up to here, you can notice that David takes.
Oh, he's made a mistake.
He's making a mistake, and that's what I was about to talk about.
Positions, and Dalavan has got through as well. Dalavan's got through as well now. That is unbelievable. We don't actually know what happened. We couldn't see it. All we know is he went on the curb. Maybe just jumped over the softest curb a bit too much.
I was about to say, before that actually happened.
So here he goes again on Dalavan's side.
David, hopefully, David's going to make a move on Dalavan going into the final corner. He's going to break a little bit. He can see each other.
Oh, he touches and they spin. Oh, Dalavan's off. Dalavan's off. Is he going to be back on though, Dalavan? Let's go to Dalavan's car. No, he's going back on now, but he's down in 5th. Make that 6th. He'll be down in.
Yeah, it's going to be looked at after the race here. We got it straight on the stream, so luckily we had him on the.
Swear.
Sorry.
I knew you were going to say something there.
The stream. But what I was going to say is that if we go into this corner, right here, David brakes a lot later and gets onto the curve, so he gains time braking a lot later than Interceptor. What Interceptor does, he brakes earlier. He turns the car in and he gets his foot down on the accelerator faster because David's having to turn. Doesn't really hit the apex too well, but he gets that sense of speed going into there. It's a bit. What do you do? Do you go for a bit more later braking, which will gain you speed in the early part, but later part, if you can get your foot down earlier, it will gain you speed straight down the straight. So, no pun intended, but. It's either one or two, and David lost a lot of time there just because of that curb. So when he went to the curb, he just braked way too late, and he couldn't turn the car in, and he had to go on that curb, which that curb, as we saw, is very dangerous.
It is.
And that cost him 2 positions.
It did. What I would do, because I'm an awful driver, is brake early and then get a slower. So what David does is he brakes maybe if there was a board there with the meter boards. David brakes about the 50 meter board. I would brake it maybe the 150 meter board, just so then I can actually get in and get out of the corner instead of getting in quite late and then actually have to bounce from the curb and maybe jump over the curb a little bit. That's what I would do.
That's the thing. So that's what you got to really think about is what should David do? Gain the time initially and risk problems such as he just had. And really, when you have something like that and you lose 2 positions like that, you ain't going to win them back easily unless, as what David did, crash into the back of them.
And you can see Dalavan quickly just to say, he's now down to 7th. It is a very big surprise there. He's behind his teammate, of course, but as you look at it, as he's about to overtake his teammate here, we'll keep an eye on this one quickly. Here he goes then, can he make it past? He was in 6th when he came back on, so his teammates got past him to make him down to 7th. It's surprising to me, really, that he's this far down in this short amount of time.
When he went round, he maybe overheated the rear quite a bit, so really you want quite a lot of rear stability around this track. He might have overheated the rears, and he may have flat spotted them, but maybe not a lot.
But his teammate
said going for a move on the inside, and looks like they just did a simple switch.
Yeah, his teammate's just there going, I'm going to get past you. It's the easiest thing to do, it is, really. It's great to see how he does it there, but nobody. I think Dalavan has a point to prove. I know he's got the penalty already, but it's the point to prove that how far can I get back up in the field? Like,
yeah,
how far?
And he's a great driver.
I think David.
He is a great driver.
Yeah. If there's anything to go with it, I personally think a 3-second time penalty for David will be the option that you have to give him.
Yeah.
I know that's harsh, but at the end of the day, it's racing, and you've got to give him that because it's. Yeah.
I mean, he was making the move going down the inside, and when you're like that, your responsibility is your car and their car. If they're trying to defend, their only obsession is to protect their car. Try not to spin out, and because David went straight into him and gained a position, as you can see, he hasn't given the position back. he hasn't said sorry or anything. Obviously, you can't say sorry halfway through the race, but it's a bit. What do you do in that situation? And it's a bit a mismatch, because you want to talk to the person, Donovan, you want to talk to him, saying that, oh, I'll give you the position back, but then there's no communication, so you don't know what each other's going to do. So I think David needs to be given a penalty there, because that was a very risky move to take. Now, yes, he wasn't side by side, and that's the problem. I think that is the culprit there. He wasn't side by side, but when he brakes later, but he wasn't making the curb.
Yeah.
He only made the curb in that sense. We saw him make the curb, but because Donovan pushed him in, but then David pushed Donovan's car, if that makes any sense. So that's why I think, in my terms, David needs to receive either a 3-second time penalty for his actions. But yeah, it might just go down as a racing incident.
It might do, as you can see in the background of this here. Donovan's teammate here has got Duke Martin right on his back. Duke Martin qualified 4th, by the way, if you didn't know. So, I don't know why he's down here in this 8th position, but something must have happened.
It's a bit weird, because you don't know what these tracks are. You don't know what's going on, because it's, as we saw in practice qualifying, this track is very easy to make a mistake. With the grass everywhere, you can just dip a tyre on the grass and basically you're out. And it's very difficult, so maybe he made a mistake on the grass, we don't really know, but he's still putting consistent lap times in of a 1 minute 4.3, which is what the leader is actually doing at the moment. So when you look, I mean, the top 9 doing the exact same times as the leader.
It's 3 degrees outside.
That's in the UK, by the way.
Yeah, it's 3 degrees. It's okay. I'll give you some. I'll give you some weather. It's 18 degrees in Austin, Texas. It's 6 degrees in London, and it's 3 degrees where I live.
That's how lovely.
There you go. But no, I don't know. It's a hard one with Duke Martin. I'm not gonna be offensive to him here, because I've only seen him this is only my 3rd time seeing him in this car, but he does really good qualifying, then in the race he might just make a little mistake which costs him the race.
Yeah.
And I think he may have just, as you said, gone on to, after the corner down the hill, where you have to brake quite late like David does, and then go in, he might have just then clipped the grass a little bit and made it just maybe 2 cars or 3 cars got through. So it's
a difficult track, this, and it's difficult to master.
It is difficult to master, as you can see, by the way. This is the closest battle we have. The next closest battle after this would be Kev and Skurt, the one down there in 11th and 12th. We don't need to go to that, but yeah, it is going to be hard. But I don't know here, because look at that. There's 2 battles here now. There's Delavan and Bax, and Duke Martin and the other, and his teammate is. There is.
Yeah, I mean, right at the start we saw the top 5 all competing, and now we got from 8th place to 5th place, all fighting 5th. I mean, look, they're all going in. It looks like a train track, doesn't it? Going through that final corner, it all just looked like a train track, which is quite satisfying in my case. I don't know if you saw that, but I thought it looked good.
Yeah, it did. It was very good.
But yeah, we've now got about 10 minutes, about 5 seconds left of this session remaining. We've done 19 laps so far, so... Oh, Duke Martin.
Here he goes.
I think he just pushed, how do you pronounce his name? Saventa off the circuit there. I think so.
He flashed his lights there, and here comes... Oh, he's off anyway. Somebody's off. That is a lap. Is it lapped car? No, it's not a lapped car. So somebody went off. Duke Martin went off. Duke Martin went off the track anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Duke Martin went off anyway. So if there's anything,
yeah, he did go off.
Wow, surprising. I do agree with you there, Joe. 16 cars still in this race. Normally we're down to like 15. Unbelievable! Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable. But yeah, I had a great race for Jonah as well. She's she's really here today. What apparently Joe has made another witty comment saying that the only reason why they put a password in here so she might stay in. So if they didn't have a password here, have to keep her out. She probably might have left or something. Apparently, some weird witty thing like that.
But yeah, as Joe Black says, lobby's still 16th still in lobby, yeah, but they want to race. They've been here and they want to race, so
where,
good on them.
Just quick, I'm just trying to look up the field. Yeah, the closest battle we have is Dalavan and Dat. If you want to go to that. And this one.
And Bax.
Because look at this, Bax is right, the Dalavan here, right on the back of him, and it's for championship. It's for championship, by the way. If you want to take this.
Yeah, no, you take it.
And here goes Dalavan. Is he going to get through? Wait 1 second, I'm just curious.
Oh, Donovan getting on the grass there. It was quite sketchy there, so it looks like they've got a bit of grass going into the few corners. Looks like a lap car just getting in the way.
Is Delavan supposed to be in this championship?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. He's 7th in the championship, so I couldn't see his name for a second there. But yeah, he looks good there, and he tried to go there. I say every time, this straight here, which is not really a straight, it's got a curve on it like Cadwell Park straight, not really a straight, but they call it one. And the start line straight, I think, are the only two opportunities you can overtake around this circuit.
Yeah.
Really,
I agree with that.
He's really trying hard here to get through. Every so often, he's got a lapped car behind him here. They do, so they've got a little bit of gap to the other cars behind, and it looks good here. Here he goes then to Dalavan, puts the throttle down and gets away nicely with that. Lovely to see that there from Dalavan. If we can. Here, oh look at this, he goes into the inside line now. He brakes too early there, Dalavan. Bax brakes later, but Dalavan now has a great switch back now. Here he goes, enters Dalavan. He's going to try and do it down the bottom of the hill. This is not a place to do it, and he's rolled. They've rolled the car. He has rolled the car over, and he's on his side. As now a couple of lapped cars go past. Joanna goes past. Sierra goes past, Duke Martin goes past, and then he nearly hits the side of AKA. But look at that car now. You can see the inside of the bodywork. In real life, there he would be out the race because of that. And there'll be fluid on the circuit. There'll be the brake coolant and probably some oil leaking.
That was a horrible crash. Horrible crash. You could see the rear diffuser's gone, the front ends, the front splitter, everything's gone.
In real life, though, you might have broke your arm for that.
I mean, in real life, I thought the driver would be dead. But
no, it won't be dead. I've seen a crash like that before.
A little bit, but
I've seen a crash like
I
that.
thought he would have some serious injuries. But what a crash there! That was spectacular, but in a different way. It
was his fault at the same time. To all of you who are watching it, as he's going to continue racing here, he's not going to come in.
No, I don't know why. He's not going in is a bit strange. I mean, he's got his whole front of the car gone.
But just to say why I think he's... what happened was, it was his fault at the end of the day. He was trying to go down the inside of Bax, couldn't do it there, and it kind of happened. But here goes Lonnie then. What's Lonnie going to do here on this one? Nothing. But no, he was trying to go side by side with a car. Didn't happen. He went on the grass a little bit, rolled it over. It's your fault. I'm not going to blame. Don't blame you. Don't blame Bax. If you put in the chat later, Bax, it's your fault. You have something out. You should be ashamed. I mean, it's not your fault anyway. But no, we do. This the only battle, is it? Yeah, the only battle is one.
It's the only battle at the moment. But as you say, he went on the grass. That was it. All he did was go on the grass. Yeah, clipped the curb, went on the grass, and that was it. He was gone. Yeah, as Aguilera says, unlucky day for Delavan. Yeah, pole position. It's just. I feel so sorry for him. You know, it looks so good. It looks so good with the pole position. A great time. Yeah, pole position by 2/10, and now he's just gone from bad to worse. And he's now down to 10th place.
He is indeed down to 10th place. Could be dropping even further soon. But I don't know here, because Boston Road really deserves a podium. He's done really well today to get up to 3rd and to get this podium. But I don't know if Lonnie deserves a podium as well. They both deserve it, I think. So, but they've got lap traffic in front of them, so they've got David in front of them, and then a lapped car. So maybe
I'm just looking at the timings of Donovan, and he's lost about 2 seconds in about half a mile, about half the track's distance. So he's losing a lot of time, and I think because he's got also that 3. Has he got 3 seconds time penalty? I believe he has. Maybe I believe what's his name, Kevsov. He might be able to get past Donovan, which his whole front car is absolutely scrap metal right now.
Just a quick word on. We're down to 15, by the way. Somebody's retired, but that's a shame. With 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go. But do you think? Oh, somebody else has gone off. Somebody's gone off in the background there, but got to get straight back on. It's a lapped car anyway, so it doesn't really. Oh, it was GJDM going off and smacked into wall. Look, you can see a bit of damage on the front there. The lights gone damaged there.
And you can also see just the way that the car's moving, the front axle's bent. So that car is basically retirement quality, really. I mean, that'll take ages for the pit stop to fix that. So it looks like he's going to keep on going, but if you just have a look, he's moving ever so slightly, but it must be horrible in that car right now.
It will be.
A lot of crashes here today. Good, spectacular crashes, but yeah.
1 second.
Some decent crashes. So we have 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here at Oulton Park in the Geneva Evolution. Next week we're back at Long Beach, a Long Beach night race, which will be absolutely gorgeous. I think it'll be the best race of the season. Let's have a look forward. Bax currently leading the championship. I think he will lose the championship lead after this race, but Interceptor, I believe he will win this Grand Prix. We'll just have to wait and see.
It will be amazing. Just if you are wondering, ladies and gentlemen, how you can watch these cars in real life, okay? So if you're thinking, I love this racing so much on this game, how can I watch them in real life? If you live in the UK, this is how you can do it. You can go on ITV4 when the British touring cars are on and watch these live. There are around about 18 of them in the grids, and they'll be racing for you. This is how the championship looks for them. Apparently the championship. Well, that was from. This looks like last year, but we can go with it. Can we? Basically, the championship is going around there with them. The same as the British Touring Car Championships. If you know the Championship British Touring Cars, I will read it out for you in a second. The British Touring Car Championship, that is what they're doing this year. They're pretty much, they do every single round pretty much with the British Touring Cars. Where's the calendar? There we go. So they are so this is them: Doddington Park, Brands Hatch Indy, Silverstone National, Thruxton, Oulton Park, Snetterton, Croft, Knock Hill, Silverstone International, and Brands Hatch GP. There you go.
So some bad rounds. Silverstone GP, that'll be a fun one.
Yes, it is. And Joe says lap times are so close, from first to last.
Oh, we've got two going right into the shaky corner, and Joanna looks like he just lost the grip on the rear and nearly flipped the car over. Nearly had a terrible accident again. What is with this race? Terrible accidents.
Yeah, Joanna there, she nearly lost that. But yeah, lap times are so good, guys and girls, to catch up. Good race. Yeah, very good race. And we have, I think it's one female in this race who we just were watching. So, well, everyone else, well done to everyone.
Yep, and that is the race complete. And Interceptor is your race winner here at Oulton Park Grand 3 here in the Ginetta Evolution, with David Caron finishing in second place, Boston Rowe finishing in third place. That is your top three here today. That is your podium winners. It's not been too bad for them today. Obviously, it's been a fantastic race, I think. A lot of spills and thrills. We saw a lot of cars flip over, cause quite a lot of damage, and yeah, it's been a fantastic race. What about you, James?
What I'm going to say is, oh my goodness me, I didn't even realise we were near the end of the race there. That's how quick it
It went
went.
fast.
And it was so
It
good.
definitely
Well
went
done
fast.
to, again, Interceptor, David and Boston. So it was. Interceptor won the race with a time, best lap was a 1:03.5. And he completed 28 laps, as I said it may be 28 laps, in 30 minutes and 12.8 seconds. Second was David, third was Boston Monroe, Lonnie fourth, Bax fifth, sixth Siventa, Joanna in seventh, Duke Martin eighth, Alcagram in ninth, and Dalavan in 10th, and Swami in 11th, Consamble in 12th, Pet Biv in 13th, TTV Olienzo in 14th, and 15th was GJDM, and the non-finisher who retired after 18 laps was Make or Mark, whatever you want to call him there, but very good race.
That was a fantastic race, and hopefully you all enjoyed it here, watching the stream and watching us commentate on it. So thank you very much, everyone.
Oh, I forgot
I did think we can get anyone in this week.
Damn it.
If you just want to have a look. Have we got one person to join this week for a quick interview?
Oh, well, no, we forgot one thing. But
we got one thing more.
Don't need to do it anyway. We didn't forget one thing because we don't have to do it the same way as last week. We're gonna do it now, guys. It is Ethan's drive of the day. So Ethan drive of the day limited. Come on, Ethan, over to you.
I think it has to be. It's difficult, but out of respect, I would do it for Dalavan because obviously he had a dreadful race, and obviously drive of the day would give him a little bit of prosperity after the pole position. But I think my drive of the day just has to go to Interceptor. He drove a fantastic race. He got the car hooked up. He knew when to do everything. You can see that he was taking different lines to every single other driver, so well done. That is my driver of the day today, Interceptor.
There we go then. Interceptor was your driver of the day today. So there you go then. I don't think we're gonna get anyone in. So there you go, guys. That has been your race for the Ginetta G5s. As we said, we're back next week at
Long Beach.
At Long Beach, and then we have a week break, and then we're back at Watkin Glenshort. So it should be fun. That should there for this championship. What else do we have this week for you? We still have for you the Ferrari 333 SPs for you this week. We still have the GT3s. And then I will read out this for you now. Of course, if you didn't know, we have this week. At the weekend, we are doing our special event. So let me read out what it is. Just to remind everybody, this Saturday at the 7th of March, if you live in Italy or anywhere that is plus 1 hour to the UK, that's 9:30. For UK time, it'll be 8:30. There is a tribute race to our friend Franta Brewers. On the Red Bull Ring as for Project Cars and for F1 2019. The lobby basically will be one Project Cars race, I think, and one Project Cars and one F1 race to tribute him at the weekend.
Yes, there will be a tribute race to him.
Are you racing?
No, I'm not.
Are you going to commentate?
I haven't been asked to. Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I mean, it's obviously a special occasion for him. But obviously, from me and James, all our condolences, and hopefully everything goes well with his family and friends. Obviously, it's not an easy time for them, but hopefully, I hope everything is okay. But this stream and this race was dedicated towards his name, and what he did for the league was absolutely fantastic. And as I always say, he's still with us. He might be gone, but he's still in our hearts, still in our heads. So
yeah,
thank you very much.
It's very tragic to hear that. We didn't expect at all to him to go. But
pass a winner like that.
we may have a driver. I can ask Boston Row if you want for him to come in.
Yeah, you can ask Boston Row if you'd like to join us today.
We can ask some drivers, because knowing drivers, they don't want to talk because they just had a race. They're not tired, but they're a bit sweaty and a bit like, I need a little break. So you know.
Well, it's quite a good race. If any of the people who are still watching the stream here today, if anyone would like to ask any questions to the drivers, please just put them in the comments. However, we get a driver in and we'll be able to ask them all your questions and all of our questions, all of our queries about this Oulton Park here today. It was quite a good race, I think. I think it's really up there with one of the best this season. Obviously, we saw quite a lot of crashes, flipping the cars. It was great. Absolutely fantastic race here today. And hopefully we can continue with that at Long Beach next week. Obviously, a lot like Monaco, and it's in the dark, so that is even going to be the best. So hopefully, what I'm praying for is that is an absolutely fantastic race. I don't know if you are James, but that should be an absolutely fantastic race there tomorrow.
Yes, it should definitely be next week. A very good race. Yeah, I've just invited a couple of drivers. We'll wait until, for all of you guys in the chat, we'll wait until 37 or 38, and if they don't turn up, then we will just leave
And the stream there.
for tonight. But yeah, it's been a really good race today. One of the shortest circuits that pretty much we've done all the short circuits now, ladies and gentlemen. So if we just go to the championship and show you the, I'll just go quickly to the table and just go to the.
Good evening, Lonnie. How are you? Yeah, all good, thank you. So today's race, it was quite interesting. I don't know if you saw the accidents that occurred during the race.
Yes, some couple of accidents. I believe in the front with Delavan and David.
Yes. Yep. Yep, that's correct. So David went at the inside of Delavan, and Delavan them two collided with the rear of his car. So not great, but it's going to be looked at, and it's probably going to add a time penalty on to David. But yeah, so.
No.
They will.
No, you're not watching it.
No.
Oh,
Exactly.
sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry, forgot.
But
How? Yeah, and how was it with you and for you most of the race trying to get past Boston Row? Mhm.
I'm happy with the fourth place.
yes, it really was, and it's a very nice deal of points. Fourth place and obviously first place, a great deal of points. But yeah, I've got to ask.
Yeah,
I got
it is what it is.
2 questions about the track here at Oulton Park. It's quite a difficult track, isn't it? Down at, do you know going down the hill after turn 1? There's a right-hander, the tight right-hander. You have to brake really hard. Do you know that one? Yeah. Was that difficult today after because you're taking the momentum of the car through a very fast series of right and left hand corners.
Very difficult because you have to brake really hard and come out of a really hard left hander. Then you have to car on straight before you brake because otherwise you become
Yeah.
straight on the brakes and then the right hander.
Mm.
And as quick as possible put the gas on there. Come out. But this circuit for overtaking
Yeah, my next question because it's so tight around the circuit. It must have been a painful trying to overtake.
Yes. Got some couple of moments, but no place to go. And at the end, I got two back markers. They fighting for position from the start.
Mm. Yeah, you still get points for even being 16th. So.
It's correct. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, absolutely fantastic race. Thank you so much for the content that you provide to us that we can stream to YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
And
Thank you also for the streaming and the commentate.
that's all right. And and well done again for coming from 7th up to 4th. So well done.
Mm.
From 7 to 4.
Yeah.
At the start, you mean?
At the start, well, from what I can see on here, you started like I think 7th, wasn't it?
The 7th position, yeah. I stopped from 7.
Yeah. So well done.
Giovanna, he got a, well, not so good as Giovanna I take on the start. I took him on his first corner outside. Yeah. Boston Row, we overtake GDM? GDM?
Mhm.
I can straight go to him after Boston, and yeah, at the end I have got the fight with Boston. But also my congrats to Boston, great racing.
That was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you saw Dallivan's crash. Did you see Dallivan's crash? Not not the final corner, not the one with David. The one after turn 1.
Oh, I don't see that.
You haven't seen it? Oh,
In the race.
that was that he went onto the curb on the right hand side after turn 1. He went on it and he spun the car a few times, and
flipped
the whole
it.
of his car was destroyed.
He flipped the car.
Because he was very quick in qualifying.
Mm.
P5.
He got pole position from that, around about 2 tenths, so he did really well. And then in the race, he just lost everything, which is really unfortunate for him. He just got really unlucky. Made a few mistakes, but yeah. It gets very annoying, really annoying. But yeah, well, thank you very much, Lonnie, for having an interview with us. I know most drivers don't really want to after they had a stressful race, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Just one last thing, because I think we haven't mentioned it yet. Are you looking forward to next week?
Sure. I don't know what race. I guess the
Long.
last one in the TT5.
I think so. It's Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach.
It's gonna be Long Beach in the dark, so
In the dark.
yeah, in the dark.
Hot temperature, I guess.
Yeah. Oh god, that's gonna.
The short one or long one? I think the short one.
Yeah, short one. Sure. Yeah.
Practical a lot then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, thank. Yeah.
Yep.
Off to next week, and then we get. I believe it's the one we break. Yeah, we do. We get the one we break.
Yeah, and
so.
then we get GT, and then it's after that I think GT4s, and then after that we have a break, and then it's GT3s. So should be good.
Yeah, it'll be lovely.
Lovely, yes, the GT3 I like it a lot.
Nice speed, light, nimble, fast. Well, thank you very much, Lonnie.
In the break week we go to America, IMSA.
Oh, nice.
IMSA racing, yes.
That'll be good.
Looking forward to that also.
That'll be nice. Well, thank you very much, Lonnie, for joining us. It's been a really good pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next week.
All right.
See you next week.
See you next week then.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye then.
What the fuck?
So there we go then, guys. That was your penultimate race for the Ginetta GT5s. when it is with the car Ginetta GT5s for Gavra. We have one more next week, which is Long Beach, and then the week after the break we go to GT4s. We will, and I'll be doing all of them with Ethan for a few, and then it'll be just me for GT3s pretty much. So yeah.
Yeah, got my GCSEs.
So yeah, guys. If you thanks again. Oh, what? Nope. So thanks again, Ethan, for joining.
Thank you very much for having me, James.
Yeah, it's been very good fun, and it always good fun. Just always good fun with these cars and with us two commentating. That's it. Back next week for Long Beach, and of course we're back tomorrow night with the Ferrari series, and that'll be jukebox for you. So goodbye from us, and see you next time. Goodbye.
See you later.